Hey everyone, it's your boy Zero, and I'm back with another unboxing mini. Fans of the channel likely saw me unbox the old Neopets card game a while back, and I've been meaning to get into the new Neopets card game that was released earlier in June this year. Luckily for me, as I was exploring New York City Comic-Con this year, I ran into a booth that was selling both of the Neopets Battledome Starter decks at a good deal. I have them right here. I've been a Neopets fan since like 2002, and I can't wait to see the new artwork and how to play this new game. So let me stop talking and let's start unboxing. And we're in unboxing mode, so let's get started. Here we have the two starter decks indeed. The Starry Acara starter deck and the Fire Uni starter deck. I am gonna go ahead and make the choice to go with the Fire Uni. I am much more inclined to unbox this one first because I do find the fire designs on the Neopets more interesting. Let's just say that. Let's just go ahead and inspect this because here we have the, yeah, this is looking pretty good. The Uni Neopets with the fire design on it. For those of you who don't know, in Neopets, which was a digital pet carrying game where you can also play a lot of mini games to gain coins and help take care of your pets, like feeding them, breeding, not necessarily breeding them, but dressing them up or changing their colors. You only had like 4 colors to choose from at the beginning, and they were just base colors. These designs, like the fire and the starry designs, you can only get from using paintbrushes. So I always wanted a fire drake. I'll try to put up an image of that somewhere in the video. And seeing the Fire Uni just reminds me of those days. So that's why I'm going with this. I'll shut up now about that. So over here in the back, we can actually see the Fire Paintbrush card, which would actually change your regular Uni into the fire design. That's what I learned from a video I just watched. Here's how the playmat looks. You're actually given a bunch of dice because this game is basically a card dice game. I'll talk about how to actually use the dice later in the video. Hopefully this isn't getting a lot of glare. Sorry if it is. Fairies also play a big part in this game, and so do code stones. For my Neopets fans, yes, code stones make an appearance in this card game. For those of you who don't know what code stones are, don't worry, we didn't really know what they were useful for back then either. So anyway, enough talking about the design of the box. Let's open it up. I am ecstatic. As I mentioned in the, I really ripped that up. Oh man. Yeah, so as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I was just exploring New York City Comic-Con this year, just trying to see what was out there, and I ran by a booth. I didn't bother taking down the name of the booth or anything like that, where they were basically selling card game stuff at a pretty decent deal. This box is now empty. Let's toss that aside. Here's the playmat, and I was able to get both of these starter decks for about 32 bucks. Which is a pretty decent deal because they're usually 20 bucks each. So I'm quite ecstatic. I've been meaning to buy these. Oh, that's nice. A little bit of cardboard, you put both of the things in there. It's a nice little unboxing experience. I like it. And here we have the deck. Redeem a code. Okay, so I am absolutely gonna try to use this code because I 100% still play the Neopets website game. They're actually making a comeback, and it's nice to see. Dice, here we go. The box said that you're given a bunch of dice. I think it's 10 dice, so that's good to see. This code will likely already be redeemed by the time you guys see it, so sorry. Let's go ahead and open her up. Let's make sure we get this on camera too. We'll look at the dice right after. And I'm going to try to not make this a really, really long video either, because I don't want to waste your time, everyone. Alrighty, this thing is now open. Let's look at the back of the card design. I do like it. It's very simple. You have Upper Deck. I like seeing the Upper Deck logo because back in the day, the first Digimon card game, the Digibattle card game, you guys can see a video that we did on that here, were the ones who printed Digibattle card game. It was Upper Deck. So I like seeing the logo. It brings back a little bit of nostalgia. And then we have the Neopets logo right down here. I love seeing it. I love seeing these two fighting each other. It's a very simple design. I think it's cool. Let's flip it over. And here we have the Fire Uni. Very nice. Let me go ahead and double check that I'm not killing it. Fire Uni looks fantastic. I love the hollow effect. It's rainbowish. It looks really nice. Over here, we can see the health of the Neopet. We can see that this is a painted Neopet over here on the other side. So that means that the regular Uni would have to change into this by using the Fire paintbrush. We have the attack stat down here, the defense, and the speed. They all play a role in this game. A Fire Shoryu, yes! Alright, the reason why I'm reacting like that is because in my original set of Neopets, I had a Shoryu. And I basically thought of that as like my backup because I couldn't get a Drake. The Drake was always gone. So having a Fire Shoryu speaks to me. I freaking love it. And once again, very nice hollow design. I love it. Here we have the regular Uni. This is a blue Uni, as you guys can see. It looks more sky blue than anything. And it has a nice hollow effect as well. I'd love to see it. And here we have the Fire paintbrush itself. Paintbrushes were not easy to come by back in the day when we were playing Neopets on freaking Internet Explorer. So having a physical version of it kind of speaks to the child inside of me. The Soup Fairy, you guys have no idea how often this lady saved our lives back in the day, or more like the lives of our Neopets. Because sometimes we wouldn't log in often enough and they'd be starving. So she was always around, ready to feed our Neopets for free. Freaking love her. Loop or Lupe, that was another Neopet I had back in the day. A green one though, I had a red one. Looked more pink than anything. Here's the Shoryu, the same color I had back then, a red Shoryu. Very cute, very nice. A Crobat Defender. So to my understanding, this is a legend card, so it's not necessarily a Neopet you can play. There's no health stat or anything. It says right here, draw 2 cards from your deck, so it's basically Pot of Greed for my Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Here we have another legend card, Lightning Lenny. Lenny is another type of Neopet, just so you guys understand. Let me make sure, yep, that's visible. Reveal the top 3 cards. Okay, so it's a searcher card, very cool. Before we continue, let's feel the card stock. Okay, so for those of you who collect Pokemon cards, this is going to seem very similar. The card stock is thin. Quite thin. Like, very, very thin. This, like, I'm not putting any pressure on this thing that's already bending. That is kind of a... It sucks. Let's just say that. It sucks. I don't like seeing super thin cards. Final Fantasy has the best card stock, then Digimon and Magic are tied. So it kind of sucks that they're going with a very thin card stock. But let's continue. That's just one minor strike against them. The bank manager, this freaking gargoyle-looking guy. Always hated dealing with him in the bank. Nilo, legend card. Search your deck. Another searcher card. Pant Devil's Evil Twin? I have no idea what that's referencing. The Shop Wizard. Okay. So the Shop Wizard was the guy who helped you find things in the open market. In Neopets, you can open up your own store and sell your own items. You best believe I used him back in the day to find fire brushes. They were always super expensive, and I had no way of getting them, so never mind. Kauvara, another legend card. The Money Tree. Man. Seeing all these things are bringing back a lot of memories. I'm telling you, the Money Tree is where you would go to try your luck. That's basically it. You would either get money or some sort of item that somebody dropped off. At least that's how I remember it. Here we have the Pant Devil. We saw his evil twin earlier. Target one of your opponent's equipment, send it to the discard pile. Very cool. Removal type card. Poison Tip Dagger with the Dark Fairy. Very ominous looking. She's pouring poison onto that dagger. Here we have an equipment card, finally, something. A Boots of Lightning adds 1 to the agility stat. The red Scorch Stone. I remember hearing about Scorch Stones back in the day. I have no idea what they did, but it's another equipment. Sturdy Blue Sword, add 1 to the attack stat. The Wooden Shield, add 1 defense. I'm hoping they're not getting glared. This one adds 2 attack, the Amber Sword. Basic Wooden Shield, 2 defense, which are quite nice. Expert Bow, 1 attack and 1 agility. This thing looks good. All right. Over here on the top left, we can see a number. That's actually the level. Something I forgot to mention, Neopets have levels, and in order to use an equipment on that Neopet, you have to either match the level, or it has to be a level below what the Neopet is. I'm gonna have to double check what that, how do you check a level. Golden Coin Amulet, another equipment card. A level 3 one, a level 4 equipment. Dual Expert Bow, 2 attack, 2 agility, very nice. Mysterious Amulet, 2 attack, 2 defense, 3 attack for the Sword of Domar, very legendary sword. Tower Shield, 3 defense. Flaming Hot Dog. So, food items played a big part in the original Neopets website, web game. Obviously, you feed your Neopets. This likely has a similar effect, but this one says gains 1 attack and 1 agility for the turn. Your Neopet is immune to being frozen. I like that. Hot dogs, of course. We all like ourselves a good hot dog. Draw 1 card from your deck. Lag Begone Serum. Lag Begone. Boy, I remember lag back in the day on freaking Internet Explorer. Neovian Strength Potion. Okay, roll 1 die. On success, your Neopet gains 3. Potion of Concealment. Very cool. Let me just go ahead and get through this because I'm trying to not spend an eternity on this unboxing. Here we have our first Code Stone. So, for those of you who've seen my Digimon card game stuff, this game does a lot of stacking just like that game, and you can see the number down here. Essentially what you would do is, let's use Fire Uni, you would stack this under your Neopet that's playing at the time, and you can see that it'll essentially add whatever number whatever number it has, you add it to the stat that's above it. So this 7 will become an 8 because I use that Code Stone. If I add another, because this one gives speed as well, it'll become 9, and so on and so forth. Here we have the Lu Code Stone. That one would add strength, as you can see, because it has the red icon. Let me make sure you guys can see it well. There we go. I think that's good. You can see the red plus icon there. There should be one for defense. So here's the Orn Code Stone. I definitely remember Orn. I definitely remember hearing that. So that adds defense. So that's pretty much it. We also have a Vo Code Stone. I believe I had that one too. That one also adds defense. Lu, Bree, what else? Here we have the Mao Code Stone. I remember that word as well. That adds strength as well. And I think those are all the Code Stones. So I think we're pretty much good for that. Deck number 1 is out of the way, and I love what I see. No, honestly, I really do love how these cards look. Let's go ahead and take out the dice. So 10 dice. The reason why you have so many dice in this game is because that's how the game basically works. What ends up happening is you end up rolling dice depending on what's going on. I actually don't remember how many dice you're supposed to roll each turn. So let's quickly look at the playmat. Okay, after a quick read, I now understand how many dice you're supposed to roll, but first let's take a quick look at the playmat. As you can see, the Neopet goes into the front, the void area. Only certain cards will end up there. You have your Neopet deck where your regular Neopets will go over here on the side. And you have a rainbow pool, which is where your colored Neopets would be. And then down here it says play area. I believe that's just where some cards go. You can only have 1 fairy of any type in the deck, and you can only have 2 copies of any card except for Code Stones in the deck, which is pretty interesting. You have a regular discard pile and your deck down here. It looks complicated, but it's way more simple. So you guys don't have to worry too much. Essentially, what ends up happening is you have 10 dice because the maximum stat for any attack stat would be 10, I believe. So over here, if I were to be playing with this Fire Shoryu as my main Neopet, it says right here I can have 5 dice. I would then roll the dice, and depending on the number, I would be dealing 1 damage. So I seem to have gotten 3 6s and 2 1s. Anything that's 3 and lower is a miss. Anything that's a 4 and above is a hit. However, if it's a 6, which you guys see the hit icon on them, that is an automatic hit. Those cannot be blocked. Let's say my opponent can only roll 3. Here we go. 1 missed block, and 2 blocks, successful blocks. That's essentially how the game works. All right, so let's say these were 4 and 4. These would be blocked by my opponent, but then the sure hit would always go through. That would be 1 point of damage to my opponent, and then we would keep track of that. It's pretty interesting. The speed stat comes in because we would then do a little bit of math. So let me actually make this a little bit easier. So how it works is you have a Neopet against another Neopet. My Fire Shoryu has 5 attack points, which means I can roll 5 dice. My opponent has 2 on defense, so they can roll only 2 defense dice. I just call them defense dice because they're the ones blocking my attack. I would roll, and like I explained before, depending on the number, I would either get a hit. Here we have 3 hits and 2 misses. 1 sure hit, and just 2 regular hits. My opponent would then roll their defense dice. 2 misses. That kind of sucks. However, before the final damage is dealt, we can look at each other's speed stat. My opponent has one more speed stat than me, which means they can re-roll one of their speed dice to have a better chance. Unfortunately, that roll just ended up in a 1. So, no blocks, 3 points of damage to my opponent, which means their 8 would go down to a 5. Once the Neopet goes down to 0, they get knocked out. This game is a best out of 3. Once you lose 3 Neopets or lose 2 out of 3 Neopets, you're done. It's a pretty simple game, a pretty fun game. I can't wait to try this with someone. I don't know, maybe Mash would be interested in playing this. But before I take too much time, let's go ahead and unbox the Starry Acara starter deck. Alright, just like before, we have a playmat, box is empty, and here are our dice. Once again, I will indeed be using the code, so sorry for those who were hoping to get something free out of the video. And the plastic wrap is off. Get off, there we go. And here we have the Starry Acara. Adorable little creature, kind of reminds me of a mix of a cat and a dog at the same time. She looks adorable. Kachik, another favorite of mine. I never had it in the in my original run of Neopets, but looks adorable still. The Starry Paintbrush. Like I said earlier, paintbrushes were difficult to get. A nice red Acara, looks very cute. The Neopets Fairy. Man, she looks like a badass. Alrighty. Gellert, more like, not Gerlert. Gellert was one of the Neopets I had. I'm pretty sure it was red as well. Make sure you guys got a good look at that. Here we have a regular Kachik, a blue one. Very cute. The yellow Kachik is usually used as the mascot for this game, for Neopets in general. Bruce Avenger, another legend card. The Corbat Defender, we saw that in the other deck. The Bank Manager. Nilo we saw as well. The Evil Twin. Shop Wizard, happy to see you. Calvara, Money Tree again. We're just going to go ahead and skip over the things we saw before. Boots of Leaping. Red Scorchstone, Sturdy Blue. Yeah, we saw a lot of these already. Expert Bow. I'll make sure to stop when we find something that we have not seen yet. Tower Shield Hot Dogs. A Starry Hot Dog. We have not seen this yet at all. Your Neopet gains 2 defense points and 1 agility point. Lag Be Gone. Potion of Concealment. Ubiki Berry Elixir. Roll 1 die. On a success, your Neopet heals 2 damage. Very nice. And now we get the new Code Stones. Like I mentioned before, the Code Stones give you more stats to your Neopet. And you can stack a bunch of them under. So here we have an EO Code Stone. Very cool. Har Code Stone. Very cool looking. That one adds defense. Let's go ahead and go through them. The Mao Code Stone adds attack. Orn, we saw that in the other one. And the Tai Kai Code Stone. Very cute looking Neopet. I'm forgetting the name of it. I'll probably put it in post. But yes, I am quite ecstatic with these. Let's go ahead and open up the dice as well. I'm a dice guy. I like looking at dice. Oh my god. These are really cool. Let me actually go ahead and do a quick little thing. So, right here what I have is a basic setup of how you guys would see a Neopets battle actually go through. I know I explained it before, but this would give you a much more in-depth look at how a battle would actually happen. Here we have my Fire Shoryu with a 6 for attack, a 3 for defense, and a 6 for speed. And then we have the Starry Acara on the opponent's side, 4 attack, 5 defense, and 7 speed. Since I would be the one attacking, we're going to go ahead and grab 6 attack red dice over here. My defense has 5 defense, so we're going to grab 5 defense dice. They're the same dice, I just call them attack and defense because that's what's happening on the turn. Just like any regular dice game. You roll your dice, and then you count. So we have 1, 2, 3 sure hits, and then 2 regular hits and 1 miss. So, my opponent has 10 health. Let's see if they can stop me from dealing 5 damage. So, shake your dice, roll it, and we have 1, 2 blocks. So that means these two regular hits are blocked. So far, I'm going to be dealing 3 damage. Now we compare speed. I have 6 speed, they have 7 speed, so they can re-roll 1 dice for defense. Here we have another successful block. However, these sure hits cannot be blocked. So I am now dealing 3 damage to my opponent. That's essentially how battle works. You guys take turns doing this. I think it's pretty cool because it's always about chance. The original Neopets card game did something very similar where you had to use at least 1 dice. But I do find it interesting that they actually gave you all these dice, because other card games would be much cheaper and not actually give you dice. But I do love the card designs. I do like what they're doing. I do not like the card stock, unfortunately, but I do like how this game works. I think it's very interesting. I hope you guys do get a chance to try it out. There's a Neopets 25th anniversary set coming out very soon, and I'm finding that quite interesting. I might look into that, maybe buy a few packs. But yeah, this is great. Hopefully they come out with a Fire Drake card so I can finally have a Fire frickin' Drake, and the kid inside of me can actually be happy with that. Anyway, I hope you guys are happy with this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to slap the like button, mash the subscribe button, and let me know down in the comments below, have you played Neopets? Have you revisited the website? They've revamped it. It looks pretty awesome. Have you guys tried this card game? Are you interested in it? And yeah, be sure to stay tuned for more awesome content. We'll see you next time.